Hello guys, London's opening. Let's see what we can get. We're opening strong on all indices. We're waiting for a few minutes to see what we can get. What we need is a divergence and a leading indicator. Not indicator, but indice. So yeah, waiting a bit. Hoping the market calms down a little bit. Right now we're still doing basically the same on all indices, so we have to wait till we get some divergence. I don't know what happened to my DAX here. So what we can see now is that the DAX is the only one who's looking a bit more bearish compared to the other ones. But that's of course far from enough to take anything. But just a slight divergence that we see right now. We have all bullish candles, but the DAX having a bearish candle. For now we are pushing further up since Frankfurt open. So if I want to take a long, I would need some type of pullback because we are too far up already. That I would want to take anything right now, right here. So yeah. If you rally from here, then it's nice, but I won't take anything. I hope we can get a trade today. I really didn't have any decent trade during London Open this week. Very frustrating. So yeah, for a long I would need some type of break of the London Open and then a re-break basically above the London Open just to take something, because as I said before, it's already too far up without any pullbacks for me to just buy it when everything's doing the same thing. So I would need more confirmation plus a pullback. Not a big pullback, just for a 1 minute time frame a pullback. But the market overall looks rather bullish for me for today. Not in general, but For today it looks rather bullish to me. So I would prefer to take longs, but I also don't mind taking sells, since we're of course in a bear market right now. London Open feels very sluggish again. I hope it's picking up some speed. Keep in mind it's the last day of the month, so the market might get pretty chaotic and messy. That's a very big rally on the DAX. 5 big 50-minute candles in a row, just bullish. Very difficult for me to buy into that. Additionally, being in the bear market. If I were to take a guess, I would think that we even retest yesterday's equity open, New York Open. But let's see. Even if I feel rather bullish, I need a good setup to take it. I won't just go and enter here randomly. It might go, but yeah. If there's no setup, there's no trade. And right now it sadly doesn't look like we will get a trade. Unless we rally so hard that we that we hit New York Open during London Open. But I don't think that will happen. That's one problem of trading London and New York Open. Sometimes it just rallies or has a big sell-off right on the open, and that's personally not what I trade. So sometimes it just like that. Sometimes it just goes and goes and goes, and there's no entry. But there's also the reason why I trade the open. It's so volatile and so much volumes entering the market, so that's the best environment for a scalper or day trader to trade in. Consistent movement, consistent volatility. That's why I only trade London and New York Open the first 30 to 1 hour. 30 minutes to 1 hour. Oftentimes I already know if I'm going to trade or not during the first 10 minutes. Then it's often for me just sitting back, watching the market, looking what it does when I know that I won't take a trade. Scalping this way gives you a great opportunity to not waste too much time on the charts. You don't need to sit here 8 hours waiting for a setup, and then you make yourself a coffee and then you miss a setup on the 1 minute chart or even 5 minute chart. And watching the market is just so exhausting to do for so long. So you might end up taking stupid trades, making mistakes because you're just bored and tired and exhausted, just watching the charts doing maybe nothing. Or maybe you're annoyed because the market is rallying or selling off, and then you just try to get something somewhere else. That's why I like and prefer scalping compared to day trading. I have my set hours where I look for an opportunity because of the consistent volatile time window, and then that's it for me. But again, today is Friday and the last day of the month, so the market might be weird today. It sucks though that I can't show any trades during the stream this week. So yeah, the only way I would be able to trade something like that when the market is rallying that way, we didn't have a retest yet in the London Open, so I would normally go for a reversal trade, even so I think it's largely bullish. It doesn't matter for me that much because we're just scalpers, so we can just take any type of pullback on the higher time frame. It's a short opportunity for me if the setup is right. But we would need to hit some sort of session open line. London close, Frankfurt, London, New York Open from the previous session, or current session, Frankfurt for example. That's what I would need for a reversal setup, a rejection on those lines under right conditions. So as you can see here, that's a big pullback, which we might have got here around here. Even so, of course, it would be difficult to get in here, to be fair. But maybe here now on a pullback of the 1 minute candle. But here's no setup for me to take. It would need to go all the way to the previous New York Open session for me to be able to take a short. And that during my specific time window. So it's for me just sitting on hands waiting that something happens. Maybe on a retest we could take something for a long if we have the right divergence setup. For example, the NAS pulling back, hitting and retesting London Open while the others are still staying higher, making a higher low, or consolidating on the high or something like that. That would give you a confirmation that we might want to go higher. But the NAS had just a temporary weakness, and then you can take the opportunity to go long for some still momentum push. But for now, it doesn't seem like we will get that. Of course, things can happen fast and change around. We might as well just get one huge bearish candle just closing right now below London Open, and then everything looks suddenly very different. It's important to be always flexible, especially when scalping. So that's why I don't look too much on the higher time frames and just look at what's happening right now, because that's what matters the most for scalping. So I use the divergence instead to have confirmation of where I want to go or where I don't want to trade. So DAX, for example, looks kind of weird here. It looks kind of exhausted, to be honest. So I certainly wouldn't want to take a long, even so it might go higher. Here we have a big wick on the upper candle here, on the candle upper wick. And then we don't have a bottom wick right now on the new one, on the new 50-minute candle. It just feels very exhausted. So if anything, I would right now look for a short if I had to set up. Here you could play, for example, the micro double top. And kind of predicting that we will go lower from here, at least to make a bottom wick. So you would take a short trade here, and your take profit would be below that candle here, because that's the new 50-minute candle. And once it breaks that, you have the bottom wick of the current 50-minute candle. And then it's just again, how you call it? Then it's just again 50-50 if we go up or down from there. But it just feels very slow. Considering how slow it is, we might just very slowly just just the same way as we went here up. We will just see a continuation, very slow and sluggish. And that's nothing for me. The other three indices still look rather good for more longs, for more bullish momentum compared to the DAX, so that might carry the DAX to go also higher. But at that point you don't know. Maybe they will carry the DAX to go higher, but maybe the DAX is the one who's leading the other three to be short. And that's probably partially a reason why we are not moving a lot right now, because the DAX is kinda exhausted and just getting carried by the other three. So there's no real momentum to actually push higher, because the DAX is already on its last breath. But of course, that are just assumptions. Just probability talk. As you can see on the NAS here, on the daily time frame, we have a lot of rejections here, making bottom wicks. So we might just get a pullback. Or of course a reversal, who knows. It would be interesting to see if we can break the high and also close above it. That would be very interesting for longs. But till then, you should probably be still bearish. The 4 hour really shows. We have here a triple bot. Lots of rejections each time. And now we are breaking above. The reason why I don't want to trade that, besides having not the setup, just like that type of candles get broken so fast by just one huge bearish candle because of the thinner volume we have right now. It just can turn so quickly just with one big bearish candle, which takes you out just instantly. So it's for me way too dangerous and scary to go in, even if I had a setup. Again, remember, I'm trading the London Open and New York Open because I want volatility and a lot of volume. So sometimes we have, sadly, even on the Opens, thin volume. So if that happens, I don't take a trade. But in this case here, the thin volume's probably helping actually to get this slow one-directional push. because there's no one actively trying to trade against it for the reasons I've mentioned before. No one wants to trade against that weird slow open, but no one wants to go long either, so it just slowly but surely goes one direction, because that's the current sentiment we have for the day. Till we suddenly get a big candle, one big candle, and everyone's like, oh my god, what happened? Oh my god. Interestingly, we might actually get to New York Open from the previous session if it continues like that. That would be then a great opportunity to go short. Could even be a trade that you want to hold longer. If we're still in a sell-off, I would expect here to be the reversal, and then just continuation to the downside. If we are still in a sell-off. Short would be also here good. The reason is that we have a new 15-minute candle, so you can get nice little scalps often just right before the new 15-minute candle opens. You take a short in an exhaust market, and then you have very likely some sort of pullback. And then you can either decide to put it to break even if it's possible, or you just take profits, like just a few pips. If someone would want to do that. For example, in the DEX, you could have maybe shorted around here, and now that it went down, you would take it to break even, maybe here or whatever. And then you just basically try to hope that it goes down further for a pullback. That's generally how I scalp. It's just I want a high probability that I can put my trade at least to break even. That's what my goal is at first. I want a very high probability that I can put my trade to break even, and then I can still decide what I want to do. Do I want to take profit at 1% because the market is slower? Do I want to take 1% profit because I'm trading against a higher time frame trend, or we're hitting support resistance, or the price action is whatever reason you want, you can take 1%, or like, wow, that's a great entry and a great opportunity to actually go much higher, much lower. Then you can just decide to put it to break even, then you let it run to whatever target you want it to be. But the important thing is that I want to be break even, to have a, well, it's not free, but a, free trade running for me that I can't take a loss on anymore. And that's why I use divergence, because it gives you a very high probability of a momentum push of 1 or 2 candles. And that's exactly what I want. And that's also, again, why I trade the opens. To get a momentum push, I need volatility, which I get during the opens. Most of the time. Unless it's a day like today. I'll still stay for a few minutes and see if we can get a hit on New York Open. But then I'll probably end the stream, and if anything, I might take here something still. If it's within my time window, like I have still like around 30 minutes to take trades, so I might take something once it gets hit. Doing that 30 minutes. But that might be then also off stream. If I take a trade, I will let the students, the premium members know. But yeah, the others might probably not get the information from me. I'm really surprised how it's holding still. It just feels so weird. Weak, not weird. It also feels weird, but I meant weird. Oh my god, I meant weak. Help. I think I need a second coffee. But still, it's important to wait. Alright guys, I'm getting sleepy looking at this. So I will end the stream, and yeah, I'll let the premium members know if we take something or not. And wish you other people also a nice weekend, and see you. Bye bye.